Raceway Park in the Big Bud Shootout, thrilled with the 5:17 they've just seen. Let's go to Steve Evans and talk with the man that did it, Don Prudhomme.
You know, you couldn't design a day better than this to race a funny car.
It sure was, you know, and we're pulling up the start line. I thought maybe we ought to do this or that, but we just left it alone from yesterday, and the air is great today, so I'm really tickled.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Whoa, what a shot.
What a shot is right, Steve. And Don Prudhomme served notice on the other drivers in this Big Bud Shootout that he wants that $50,000. Here's the man that qualified in the #1 spot, the best funny car qualifier throughout an entire season of racing. This is Ed McCulloch. When it comes to winning races, his competition, Bruce Larson, has proved to be superlative. 4 big wins thus far this season. Larson qualified #5 with 2,405 points, while Ed McCulloch held down the pole position at 2,580. Both of these drivers sit inside that tubular chassis that is encased in an Oldsmobile body. There's some 4,000 horsepower available to these drivers, generated by those supercharged nitro-burning race engines. And McCulloch goes up in smoke. He overpowered the racetrack, and Larson moves into round #2. What a disappointment it has to be for McCulloch. He worked all season long to remain the #1 qualifier, only to go out in the first round with the loss of traction. Back at the starting line, our next pair getting ready to start the engines. The man with the hat is the crew chief for John Force. That is Austin Coyle, making sure all is well with the engine and it's running properly before they lower the fiberglass body over Force and our onboard camera. That's the view John Force gets of this beautiful Indianapolis Raceway Park facility and the huge crowd that lines both sides of this quarter-mile racing surface. Force heads to the water box to begin his burnout procedures as his competition, Kenny Bernstein, also does the same. This is the last Big Bud Shootout for the 2-time champion Bernstein. He won it in 1983 and 1985, and next season, you'll find Kenny Bernstein behind the wheel of a Top Fuel Dragster. But not so for John Force. He'll be sitting right where you see him, guiding that Oldsmobile-bodied funny car. Let's go down to the far end of the racetrack again, and Steve Evans has the opportunity to talk to Bruce Larson.
You saw the snake run 5:17.
Wow, I sure did. Yeah.
You have a terrific elapsed time, too, at 5:28.
That's great. We're back to for Thursday's performance, and we went back to that combination, and it responded.
Tell me about the run itself. Smooth?
Very smooth. Yeah, it felt real good. I think the computer tape's going to look like it's conservative.
Great job.
Thanks a lot, Steve.
Bruce Larson referring to the time trial activity that took place earlier this week here at Indianapolis Raceway Park, getting ready for this $50,000 Big Bud Shootout. Dale Armstrong, as he's done so often, directing Kenny Bernstein, the #2 qualifier at this event. He had a total of 2,560 points. John Force qualified in the #6 spot with a total of 2,340. Inside John Force's car, you see the body being lifted up. Austin Coyle reaches in, takes a wire off the ignition system that arms the second magneto on that race engine. They use 2 of them, a total of 16 spark plugs in each one of these race motors. Some of the crews, such as John Force and Austin Coyle, decide not to fire that second magneto until the burnout procedure is completed in an effort to cut down on engine problems. Quite a rivalry has developed between these two men over the years, and this will be the last opportunity they will have to race each other in the Big Bud Shootout competition. Boy, what a ride with John Force, the winner over Kenny Bernstein. John Force had a 5.38 second elapsed time at 273 miles an hour. And as we look again, you can see how critical a good start really is. John Force in the far lane got just a microscopic advantage over Kenny Bernstein off the starting line, and that's what won him this drag race. As they neared the halfway point, the 2 cars were basically side by side. That position continued to hold until the finish line, where John Force won it by just inches. Look at the times. 5:38 for Force. Bernstein losing with a 5:37. Force quicker off the starting line. Steve?
What a thrill as we all rode with John Forrest, thanks to the onboard camera, to a first-round victory, a 5:38. Nice going.
Hey, it's great anytime you can whip the king, man. You're right in the ball game, but from what I saw earlier, we ain't in the ball game at all with the snake, huh?
Was that something?
It was unbelievable. I mean, me and Coyle, we had to applaud him. I said, as embarrassing as this is, we got her. We look like fools.
Anything you'll do to this car, John? Leave it alone or what?
I have no idea what to run. What'd she run?
38.
38. Well, we're going to do something. The other guy ran a 28, but we're having fun and making money.
All right, John Forrest. He is having fun, and that's what it's all about, ultimately.
Steve, the irrepressible one, Force, heads into the semifinals where he'll race the defending champion, Mark Oswald. Oswald getting to pick his lane of racing. Don Prudhomme, the quick one, goes against Bruce Larson. And obviously, Prudhomme will select the lane